Bonjour tout le monde, comment allez-vous? So, last video I kind of was like, I was kind of getting a little bit off topic. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I'm gonna show you guys how I categorise stuff in French because this is kind of weird. I haven't like showed this to anyone. I don't think I told anyone online. So, okay, so I'm just gonna write. I'm just gonna write my point of view to French because it is really. You guys can see that, yeah. I'm gonna just put FR for French. So this says my point of view in French. So when I was in French 1, this is how the teacher looked. So we got ER verbs, of course, ER verbs. RE. Yeah, I'm gonna do these like in order. RE verbs, and then IR verbs, and then in regular. I know I probably spell regular. So this is how the oops, sorry you guys. Yeah, it's kind of windy out here. Wait, I'm gonna put something on it, like over here. No. So you guys, this is how it's naturally categorized in French, you guys. We got ER verbs, we got RE verbs, we got IR verbs, and irregular. This is okay, let's put verbs on there though. So you guys, this is how it's originally categorized like this, but this is what they always say or teachers say. They always do this. So I'm gonna write like below it because I'm not gonna put my point of view. I'm gonna put others' point of view because I'm gonna write others. Because so others' point of view in French, like everybody else except me. So this is what I said. There's 4 types of verbs. Of course, this is how people do it. Okay. 4 types of verbs. Okay. I love doing this. This is literally fun. So, like I said, everybody's like, there's 4 types of verbs, okay? There's ER verbs. There's RE verbs. There's ER verbs, RE verbs, IR verbs, and irregular verbs. So this is what every teacher and everyone says, even people in France, okay? Like others' point of view. And then they always do this. In French, okay. In French, all verb, okay. All verbs have 6. I'm gonna write that in like caps because this is important. 6. You see why I like underline that? I underline this because, and I'm gonna zoom it in. This is like really important. This is what everyone always says. So in French, all verbs have 6 different. And I'm probably gonna spell some of these wrong because I'm not the best speller, you guys. Different conjugations. So that's what they always say. And then they just like, and this is how they really like cheat you. They don't like really go depth. They just do this. So ER verbs we're gonna do first. So we're gonna write ER verbs again. ER verbs. So they're gonna put je, which means I, and then tu, which means you, informal. Il, which is he. Nous, which is us, formal. Vous, which is you, plural. Like it's you, plural. It's like you guys, you all, and it's also you, formal. And then we got Elle, plural, which is elle plural, which is she, but plural. So this is what they do. So they always do this. They write the verb. Let's put regarder, for example, for an ER verb. Okay, so you guys know this is the ER verb, and it means to watch. Okay, it means to watch. Of course. So look at this. And they always do, this is true, they always do remove the So we look at the N, and N is the ER, which, right, they always say remove like the whole ending to conjugate first. Okay, so first we're gonna write je form. Okay, so we're gonna write regarder again. Okay, so they always do this. Regard, so they like remove like the ending, right? Yes, for je, and then they add, and then they like figure out what ending we're gonna add. So we're gonna write the endings of the verb. So es, and then e again, and then o n s, and then ent, right? These are like all the ends of er verbs. Okay, they always say there's 6 because 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 6 normally. Okay, I forget about. Oh yeah, vous. I forgot the vous ending. Okay, easy. Okay, I forgot the vous. Easy, and then ent. Okay, so see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, there's like 6, right? There's 6. This is what get people say 6. But first, okay, we have to cap this again. We're gonna make this capitalized because this you guys, this is like really important. This is why I'm capitalizing this. This is others people. This is like everyone else's point of view in French. Okay, so this is what gets people because there's like 6, right? There's 6 of these. There's 6 categories. So for je, these are in order. For je, this is the N for je. So this is how they teach you. So they have the verb regarder unconjugated. They remove the N, and they're like So je, the N for je is E. So they add a new N. So they plus E. Okay, plus E, which is a new N. And then after that, we have to write regard with the je N. Oh, hold on. Let me write that like a little bit smaller, you guys. This is way too big. Let's write it a little bit smaller. It's okay. Okay, so we got regard. So we got the new N, right? And then you just do like the same thing as like everyone else, like everything, which I'm going to do quickly. Okay, again, you write it on conjugate. This is how they do it. And then you like cut the end in. You cut the N, right? And then you look at this list, and then you add es. Okay, I know that looks like a T, but it's actually a plus sign. And then after that, you add the ending, and then you write it. Then you write it with like the new ending, and then you do it over and over again. So again, unconjugated, and then remove the ending. This is literally like this is how people do it. And then plus E. And then regard, and then again, regarde, move ending, and then add O and S, and then regardon, okay. Okay, so regardon. And then you do the same thing, regarde, remove ending, and then add ez because that's the new ending, and then regarde, and then regarde, and then you do, you guys do like the same thing again and again and again and again. This is you guys. This is literally how everyone does it. Normally, when the teachers teach you en français, I meant le français, not en français, le français. What the heck? Okay, if you remove the ending, this is how they do it, and then you add a new ending, which is ENT, and then you just write it, okay? So this is how everyone does it. The reason why, this is like 6 different times, right? This is literally how everyone looks at it and how everybody categorizes verbs, ER verbs. But me, on the other side, when I was learning it, so okay, so this pencil I'm going to use for like everyone. So when you guys see me use this pencil, I'm doing my end. So this is, let's see if this pencil, oh, that pencil dropped. Hold on, guys, I gotta find it. Where did it go? go. So you guys, so this is the pencil I'm gonna use. So this was me when I was in French when I was learning. And if you guys don't know anything about autism, you guys are probably gonna learn a bit because I have that. So French 1. So I was just learning how to do this, right? Je regarde, tu regardes, il regarde, nous regardons, vous regardez, elle regarde, il regarde, or whatever. So I was just learning this, right? And they had these endings, right? I looked at it really differently. So I was looking at this deeply. And then I was like, wait a minute. Something is going on here, right? Because look, this is je ending, right? Je regarde. And then I looked at some similarities. So look, I'm gonna write ending of like everything right now. Okay. Okay, right. Let's do L instead of il because we did il last time. No, not vous. That's new. I almost wrote almost wrote freaking vous. Okay. Regardons. Okay, regardons. Okay, and then vous regardez. And then il regarde. In French, you do not pronounce the S. The only time you pronounce the S is if there's like a vowel like at the end of it, but it sounds like a Z because it's like liaison. Okay. So here, so I was looking at this, right? We were just learning the endings, but I saw something. I saw that there's something cool because we learned this, right? Okay, I gotta put an E at the end there. So we learned that, right? I saw similarities. Look, je. So je is the first ending, and tu is the second ending. L is not the second. It's actually the first ending because this is how it look. Because look. Okay. So you know that these subjects are different, right? Ooh. Oh, this bird. Yeah, that got to me. Okay, so. Okay, you know that the subjects are different. Normally the ending changes with the subject, but look. This is something fishy. Look at this. I don't see any differences with the ending. So in off bet, I just did la même because it is the same, sorry. Oh no, you don't have to, you only have one. La même means same or the same. So the reason why it's the same because these subjects are different, right? But look, you see that je and it's just E, right? And then you see that L, il, on, and it's just E. I always say, this is what I say now. Now we're going to go to my point of view. So we're going to just, my point of view. So this is others' point of view. Now we're going to do my point of view with this pencil. This is my point of view pencil. Point of view. Okay, so my point of view is I categorize the verbs like crazy. So regular verbs I categorize not like this. So ER verbs, I'll categorize them. So ER verbs are actually going to be, to me, equals. It will actually be regular. And I'm about to like capitalize this stuff. Because the changes I'm going to capitalize. So we're going to capitalize regular. Okay, so regular ER verbs. Okay, so you see the difference. You see the difference like off bat. You see everybody says ER verbs. Where's the difference between mine? So it says ER verbs, but I add something. Regular ER verbs. Regular is the key that I changed, okay? And I'm going to tell you guys why I categorize like this. Because there are type of verbs that you struggle to find in regular kinds, like IR verbs. When I was in French too, I struggled to find in like regular off my head. And I also struggled to do that last year because they don't categorize the verbs that good. They just say ER verbs, RE verbs, IR verbs, and irregular verbs. What the heck? Irregular verbs are verbs that have like not the endings, not the same endings as these. But that doesn't really tell us like what ending. So that's why I do it that way. So when I'm a French teacher or professor, whatever I'm doing, my students are going to understand me a whole lot better because I do it this way. And it makes it a whole lot easier. I'm not teaching from any other teacher point of view. I'm going to teach from my point of view, how I know what it is. So, I think my legs are getting dark. So regular ER verbs, right? So, I'm about to write how I conjugate them, okay? So, we're gonna use chante. We're gonna use chante. But I'm gonna like erase this because we're gonna erase that. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. We're gonna use chante. So, chante is a regular ER verb, which I say. So we're gonna do je, tu, il, nous, vous, and il, plural. So we know je, tu, il, plural. So we're gonna like keep these out. These are boot forms. That's what they always say. These are what they always say, boot forms, okay? Which I'll be saying that too. I could probably call them like, maybe I can call them more like regularized. Oh, I could call them regularized forms too, you guys. I could call them regularized forms too. Because the reason why I'm going to call that because normally, yeah, they're just going to just be boot forms. I don't know why they're called boot forms, but, so, we're going to use a verb, we're going to use a regular ER verb, chante. That means to sing, okay. So, yeah. So we're going to look at these, and we're going to write, like, the endings again. Oh, wait, that's not going to fit. No, I'm going to write them differently because of my point of view. So we're going to do E-S, O-N-S, and then E-Z, and then E-N-T. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have 5 on here for a reason. I'm going to show you guys how I got 5 on here again. I'm going to show you guys again. So we have je chante. Okay, so first we're going to do what I do. So first we're gonna figure out what subject it is, like what pronoun it is. So I'm gonna tell you what these mean. You. Okay, the reason why I'm having IN is informal, and then he, S, which means singular, and then us, plural. No, not us, plural. Formal, F. And then, vous is you, formal, and plural. Okay, so first I'm gonna just write like a sentence of stuff. So we're gonna just do like another one. We're gonna do okay. So bluey. Okay, let's do bluey. Okay, so we're gonna do bluey. Okay, bluey. Chante, because we're not conjugating yet. Chante. Oop. Hold on, you guys. Chession. So we got bluey, chante, une chession. But there's something wrong here because the verb's not conjugated. First, first we're gonna highlight like what the ending is, and then we're gonna see what type of verb it is, which is it regular or irregular? It's a regular ER verb because there's only one irregular ER verb, which is aller. So, and aller means to go. So if it doesn't mean to go with the ER verb format, you're off the bat you're gonna know it's a regular ER verb. So we have to figure now we know it's a regular ER verb, right? So we're gonna just write R. Okay, now I'm being like a little bit lazy. Dick. Okay, R-E-R. Verb. Because the R means regular, you guys. Okay. So bluey chante une session. There's something wrong with her. Like I said, this is not conjugated, and we know what kind of verb it is. Now we have to figure out what okay, what's it called? I think they're like pronouns, I think. like what pronouns that this will go with, or like what like noun this will, like what subject that Bluey will go with. So, Bluey is not je. Bluey does not go with I at all. Bluey does not go with you. Bluey does not go with he, actually, because Bluey is actually a she. It goes with L. So, but L has the same conjugate format as he. So now we're gonna write the whole sentence again. But first we have to now we have to remove the ending, and then we just do so you guys see I'm removing the ending, right? Une question. Okay. I'm kind of teaching you guys how to conjugate ER verbs here, how I do it my own way. I'll probably gonna make more videos today and just teach you guys more verbs. Okay, so now we got Bluey chante une chanson. So we have erased the ending. There's still something wrong with this because it's not conjugated. You see, this is only with the ending erased it. So now let me tell you, if you're not good at conjugating verbs, I think you guys should always have like a notepad thingy. I think you guys should have like a notepad thingy that has it. So we got 5. Okay, you guys are like pourquoi sunk. Why is there 5 of these? So there's 5 of these for like a reason. So first, so this is how I do when I like teach. This is how my brain goes. So we know it's the ER verb. So my brain just does this. So we know je is E. We know tu is ES. And then we know il is E. And then we know nu is ONS. We know that vous is EZ. And then we know that L plural, il plural, whatever is ENT. So this is how my head says. And then so my head knows it's an ER verb. Right? My head knows it's a regular ER verb. And we know that Bluey, the subject Bluey, goes with the il format. Because Bluey is a girl, so it's L. So my head knows what ending it is. So it's the ending that my head knows what it is. It shares with the je format ending. It shares with the je ending. Because je ending is with the E at the ending. Just the E. You know what else is with the E? Il, L, and O, those endings is also with the E at the end. That's why I always said that the il, L, and O form in French for ER verbs, it actually shares the ending with je. So there's another question, and I'll be writing the questions. So my first question is, okay, so I'm gonna write it on this page. Okay, so we're gonna turn a page for a second. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go to like a brand new page. Okay, so we are back at the newer page. So we're gonna do questions. Okay, like the questions, like my French questions that go in my brain. So we're gonna like rewrite Bluey. We're gonna rewrite Bluey chante une chanson. Okay, we're gonna rewrite that. Cause this is literally like how my brain does French when I do it in my head, and it does it like really fast. You guys, it's like really crazy. Une chanson. Okay. So my question is now what type of verb it is. So that's the first question. So we're gonna do what. No, it's actually like, okay, not verb, subject. Okay. Okay, what subject does, oops, I spelled that wrong. Not do, not those. Okay. I hate this one. It's like really getting to me. Okay. Does this phrase goes with. Okay, so this is the first goes with. And then in my head we have je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, and il plural, elle plural, and then yeah. So So what subject does this phrase goes with? So my head is like Bluey. Bluey does not go with je. We know that. Bluey does not go with to. Bluey does not go with ill because Bluey's not a male, but Bluey goes with L. So that's the to thing. Bluey, okay, does not go with eel due to her not being a male. Okay. But Bluey, okay, goes with L singular due to being only one person or subject, like whatever it is, or object, like whatever it is. So this is what my brain says. Bluey chante une chanson, and my first question is, what subject does this phrase goes with? So I think about Bluey, right? And then I'm like, Bluey does not go with eel because her gender's not male, she's a she. And then but Bluey goes with L singular because Bluey is only like one thing. It's only like one like subject. It doesn't have an S at the end, or it doesn't have EUX at the end, and it doesn't have lay. And yeah, so that's done. So that's answered. Check. So I look at the sentence more. So my brain is like this. So we're gonna skip. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate this when, you guys. I'm sorry. This when is like really getting to me. So we write Bluey. So Bluey is equals to L. So then we start rewriting a sentence, but with L instead of Bluey. Elle chante une chanson. Okay? Unconjugated, of course. Now we know like what gender it is and stuff. Now we look at the verb. So question 2 is, what type? Oh my gosh, sorry you guys. This pencil is literally killing me. What type of verb? Oh my gosh. Stop doing that. Okay, and this wind is still aggravating me. Okay. What type of verb is used? Oh my gosh. You know what, you guys? I'm going to use this pencil instead. And you guys already know it's my... Is used for this phrase. Or on this phrase. No, for this phrase. Okay. On it. What verb is used on this phrase? No, for this phrase. Okay. For this phrase. So that's the second sentence. So, elle chante une chanson. Bluey chante une chanson. Okay, Bluey chante une chanson. Okay, I know that Bluey is not a he, so I put it as L. And I knew it's a singular because it's not, it's only like one object and one thing. It doesn't have S at the end. It doesn't have EUX at the end. It doesn't have lay in it either. So we know off the bat it doesn't have lay in the beginning. So if it doesn't have lay in the beginning, or it doesn't have S in the end, it's not plural. But it's a she, singular. Okay. And then I put Bluey as L because Bluey is she. So elle chante une chanson. And then I figure out what type of verb is used for this phrase. So I start looking at the ending, right? The ending, I start realizing I was like, oh, je chante has an ending like ER. And off the bat, I know it seems like, okay, so I try to think it's the regular, my next question would be, so I know it's an ER verb. Is this a irregular or regular ER verb? And then off the bat, my brain's like, it's regular because there's only one irregular ER verb, which is aller. Does chante, and then my other sentence is, does, I know it's irregular. I know it's regular, so for, I know it's regular. Okay, it's a regular ER verb. Oops. ER verb. But does chante mean to go? Because I have to like make sure it is. And then I realized, no, it doesn't mean to go. So I know off the bat it's regular. So now we're gonna skip a line. Sorry, you guys, I'm gonna take my shoes off because I don't want my shoes to be on. So you guys, we're gonna skip a line and we're gonna write again. Elle chante une session. Okay? And then off the bat, I know that I have to remove the ending. So we're gonna like put the verb down and then we're gonna do chante. So we're gonna remove the ending. Une session. Okay, elle chante une session. Remove the ending. Because every single verb ending, you gotta remove the end. So it's elle chante une session. Now my brain is like, oh, I gotta know what the ending is. So then I have to do. First my brain does this ending share with the je form? That's my fifth question. Okay. Does this conjugated verb on this phrase shares with the je form? So that's my question. Because again, my brain knows that actually most French verbs have 5 different ending forms. So for first step, I know that Bluey chante une session. I know that Bluey is Bluey. I know that Bluey cannot be a he because it's not it's not a male. So I know off the bat that Bluey's a female. But I also know that Bluey's not plural because Bluey does not have lay in front of it, nor it has an S at the end or EUX at the end. So I know it's L singular. And then I write Elle chante une session again. And then I start asking myself what type of verb is used for this phrase. And then I wrote chante. My brain starts writing chante, and then my brain highlights or underlines the ending. So and then I start asking myself, oh, it's an ER verb. Is this a irregular or regular ER verb? And then I start thinking, and then I'm gonna like make sure I know I know it's a regular ER verb, but does chante mean to go? Does chante mean to go, like aller? And then I realized, no, it doesn't. That's aller means to go. So I write it again. Elle chante une chanson. And then I start erasing this, removing. My brain says to like remove the ending. So my brain does that, and then I say elle chante une chanson. And then I start asking myself, because I start asking myself, does this conjugated verb on this phrase shares with the je form? And my brain's already doing this. My brain's already doing this. So je and elle. So je is chante. So je is chante, right? No. So you erase the ending. Je chante, which my brain does, and then it's chante again, but with the E at the end, right? And then elle, I'm like, we gotta erase the ending. So underline that. We gotta erase the ending. And then I'm like, doesn't share with the je form. And then my brain's like, oui, it does. So my brain is like, it does. So my brain in my head, literally like does like the je, and then the subject that we're using now. Because off the bat, I know that like ER verb, there's at least only like one more subject that shows with another subject. So that's why, and I know what subject it shows with. The other subject may share with je. So that's why I asked, does this conjugated verb on this phrase shares with the je form? And let me tell you guys something. The je form of all the verbs that have 5 different conjugation forms, that's always good to be my question. Does this conjugated verb on this phrase shares with the je form? Even with IR verbs there is, like regular IR verbs. Partir, that's in regular IR verbs. Sortir in regular IR. There's some in regular verbs you do that too. And all regular verbs is all je. There's at least there's only one ending that's gonna share with je, tu or il, el. The only so I know off the bat it does. Yes, this. This conjugated verb. Yes, this conjugated verb. Does, you guys, does share with the ending. Okay, does share with the ending, or share with the je form. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Je form. So we know off the bat. So now we're gonna conjugate in my now we're gonna write it. Bluey. Okay. So we're gonna write elle chante une chanson. We're not done yet because we have to change the subject. And then my brain starts like oui. Then my brain just knows off the bat. Bluey chante une chanson. Bluey is singing a song. That's what that means. So you guys, this is how my brain does like ER verbs in French. This is literally what my brain is doing. I'm not doing it out loud. It's just how my brain does it. French is like the only thing that I can really do without thinking out loud, because I just know how to do it. My brain just like asks these questions, and then my brain answers it for itself. So this is literally like what happens when I do, like when I write like a French sentence. This is what all my brain does. So this is like the reason why I got so tired in French 1, because I knew, because when we were starting to learn verbs, my brain was being weird and I wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to my brain like going like deep into this. And then I was so exhausted. I was so tired. Every time when I went home, I was like, Madame, why am I so tired all suddenly? I never had a class that just made me just tired from just doing its work. And then she told me it's a foreign language that's tiring. And then I realized when I got my level was higher, I realized it wasn't just that. It was how my brain was doing. My brain was going too deep into it. I'm like, And then now I'm like, why is my brain going too deep in it? Why could I not be like everyone else who just be like, yes, that's an N, and yes, that's an N, yes, it has 6 forms. This is literally why French 1 made me so tired, because this is what my brain did. Louis chantait une question, and then it starts asking questions about this phrase, about like the verbs, about like what the subject is, like anything in a phrase. It just asks about it. And these are ER verbs, because I only learned ER verbs in French 1. This is literally like the reason why it made me so tired. Even it was so weird. I wanted to study more at home because I was into that junk. I loved it. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm literally have like a freaking like I'm gonna literally get like a freaking like noticeably tan mark. I think I'm getting tan, you guys. That's so cool. So I might be like laying down here for like a little bit and tanning, because I think I'm getting tan. I can tell. Because I can see, I can really see like a tan mark. My legs are definitely getting tan. Holy cow. I didn't realize I'm actually getting tan. I can see it. So that's, you guys, so that's how the verbs are like ended. Like that's how I do French, man. So I'm gonna like explain to you guys what I do again. So we see the sentence, right? Or I'm like